Hello, my friend, and welcome back. Did you enjoy last time's tale about dragons? Joining me today is my friend Hollow. He and I will be telling you of a certain mad god from my world. This is the tale of Sheogorath, Daedric Prince of Madness. Sheogorath's true appearance is unknown. However, throughout time, he's appeared as an elegantly dressed older gentleman with cat-like eyes, and sometimes even just white where pupils should be. He wields either a cane or his signature staff, although he can appear as a much younger red-headed man too. He's also appeared as an Alfiq Khajiit in Khajiit culture, where he's referred to as Sheogorath, or the Skooma Cat. There once existed a Daedric prince by the name of Jiggalag, the Daedric prince of order and logic. The other princes started to fear him. Even the likes of the sadistic Molag Bal and the infernal Mehrunes Dagon were afraid of his might. All the other princes banded together and turned Jiggalag into the very thing he hated, an insane and chaotic being that spread madness wherever he went. This new Daedric prince was called Sheogorath. He was given his own plane of oblivion, referred to as the Shivering Isles. Once an era ended, an event called the Grey March would occur, when Sheogorath would turn back into Jiggalag and would restore order across the Shivering Isles, only for him to revert back into the Mad God.
I'm a mad god. The mad god, actually. It's a family title. Gets passed down from me to myself every few thousand years.
At some point in the Third Era, he was able to force the Nerevarine to kill Netches with a fork. After Martin Septim and the Champion of Cyrodiil ended the Oblivion Crisis, the Champion discovered a gateway to the Shivering Isles, and after meeting Sheogorath, another Grey March occurred. The Champion was able to defeat Jiggalag, thus ending the cycle. The Champion then took the mantle of Sheogorath. During the Dragon Crisis, the last Dragonborn found themselves within the mind of the dead Emperor, Pelagius Septim III. Turns out Sheogorath was taking a holiday, but the Dragonborn was able to convince him to leave and return to the Shivering Isles. Sheogorath and the Daedric Prince Vermina held a contest. They wanted to see who could make Darius Shano, a Breton from Dania, more hated by the people of High Rock. Ever since Darius was a boy, Vermina would give him ghastly nightmares, which he would often write about, causing the people around Darius to look upon him with disgust. Now it was Sheogorath's turn. Since Sheogorath is a god, he could have done anything. But all he did was simply stop Darius's nightmares, thus putting an end to his work. For now. Over time, Darius became disgruntled and came to believe that Vermina wasn't supplying him with inspiration, and that no gods existed. Now driven into madness, he began to mock, ridicule, and insult the gods, as well as nobles across Tamriel. Eventually, Shano published a book in which he questioned and mocked Tiber Septim's or Talos' ascension to godhood. This was the final straw. The king of Dania had him executed. Sheogorath left Vermina with a very important lesson. Without madness, there are no dreams. And without dreams, there is no creation.
Sheogorath possesses many artifacts. I'll talk about some of his more well-known and lesser-known trinkets and baubles. His most well-known knick-knack is, of course, the Wabberjack, a dark wooden staff with what appears to be depictions of Sheogorath's face in various moods. When used, his staff can produce many random effects and is erratic and unpredictable, very much like Sheogorath, and may either help or harm the wielder completely at random. Again, very much like the Mad God himself. The effect from the staff can turn a Daedroth into a sweet roll, or a chicken, a rabbit into a troll, or a man into a puddle of goo, and many more bizarre effects. The next thing is, his veritable army of them is the Fork of Horripulation. At first glance it appears to be nothing more than your run-of-the-mill fork, something Sheogorath most likely eats cheese with. Sheogorath is thoroughly fond of making mortals use it as a weapon. It's actually very effective against wizards and the like, since it drains its target of magical energy. Oh, and it apparently smells a little like roast beef, and the fork's owner affectionately refers to it as Forky. One of the more sinister objects in Sheogorath's armory is the obscure Neb Kreskin, a blade which drives its wielder into a blind frenzy and causes them to kill everyone around them. He was able to make Malakath, another Daedric prince, kill his own son using this weapon. Yet another artifact he possesses is the staff that bears his name, the Staff of Sheogorath. It appears to be a simple wooden staff with an eyeball on its head. The staff is required to assume the mantle of Sheogorath, and all the power of the Shivering Isles is stored within the staff. There are other artifacts possessed by Sheogorath, however these are among the most well known. To put it simply, Sheogorath is completely and utterly insane. Other than to spread madness, his true intentions are not known. Even to him, I'd wager. He can change between emotions at a drop of a hat. One second he might be offering you a strawberry tart, the next he's jamming the fork of manipulation into your trachea. He has somewhat of a dual nature. He finds great pleasure in causing agony and strife among mortals, putting them through their own personal hells and tormenting them, in order to convince them to just let go, to lose their sanity and succumb to madness. He, of course, has been helpful to mortals as well. He's granted many heroes like the Dragonborn and the Champion of Cyrodiil his artifacts, which aided them on their journeys. Despite the fact he is completely and utterly insane, he is extremely intelligent and has outfoxed Daedric princes like Hircine, Vermina and Malakath. He also seems to be absolutely fixated on cheese, and tends to threaten those around him, and likes to talk about dismemberment and the removal of body parts. He also likes to make mortals do trivial little things, like make them jump through hoops, so to speak, for his own amusement, like making a Dragonborn fix the mind of a long-dead emperor.
Despite the fact that the other Daedric princes defeated Jiggalag, Sheogorath is still quite possibly one of the most powerful of his kind. Even though there is a barrier between Mundus and Oblivion, Sheogorath's influence is extremely significant on Tamriel. Once, Sheogorath flung a small moon called Bardu at Vivec City. The living god, and a member of the tribunal, Vivec, was able to suspend Bardu above the city, and threatened to drop it on the city should the populace stop worshipping him. Vivec eventually fled the city after being ousted as a false god, and this caused Bardu to fall, causing Red Mountain to erupt, and then causing the Red Year. Thousands died, and even more were displaced, but I'll get to that in another story. In my opinion, Sheogorath took advantage of Vivec's arrogance, and this was all premeditated from the start. But this is just one Dunmer's opinion. This shows, despite the fact that he is the god of madness and is batshit crazy, he's capable of complex planning, and outsmarting a god like Vivec, and other stronger beings such as Hircine, Vermina, and Malakath. He, of course, is a god, and has many abilities associated with one, such as reality warping, but he can't exactly do what he wants to do, due to the metaphysical barrier separating Mundus from Oblivion that I mentioned earlier. Otherwise, everyone would be turned into a block of cheese. Like any god from my world, his power is amplified by how much he is worshipped, and can change from era to era. The Lord of the Never There, the Gentleman with a Cane. Sheogorath is a Daedric prince who makes his mark on the world, one madman at a time. Special thanks to my talented friend Hollow for helping out. I'll see you next time.
Wonderful! Time for a celebration! Cheese for everyone! Wait, scratch that. Cheese for no one.